Thank you very much for that wonderful video of Mauritius. And let me quickly use this opportunity to introduce to you my very amiable guest, but who's actually our host for today's edition, the first edition actually, of the TBS Africa Destination webinar. She is the assistant to the president of the Mauritius Tourism Promotion Authority. She's here standing in for Mr. Avin Buhundu, who is the president of Mauritius Tourism Promotion Authority, who unfortunately couldn't join us today because of his very tight and busy schedule. House, join me to welcome to the TBS Africa Destinations webinar, Mrs. Amrita Craig from Mauritius Tourism Promotion Authority. Amrita, you want to say hello to participants and the audience?
Yes, hi everyone. It's a pleasure to be among you today, and especially thank you for giving me the opportunity to enable you to discover Mauritius. So which hopefully will enable you one day to come home. So you're most welcome. So
thank you. You're welcome too. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm waiting for my moderator for today, Didier Baye. Didier, let me know when you're ready. I know your schedule is very tight. Didier and myself were actually on another webinar this morning, and I was moderating on the webinar. Didier was a panelist, so I can understand how tight it must have been for him. But we're not going to waste any further time, actually, and we're going to go straight to business. So if you're all ready, I will be sharing the slide that Amrita has for every one of us today, and then we are going to give the floor to her to make a presentation. So I want you to get your questions ready. I have travel agencies and tour companies and DMCs on this platform. I can see every one of you, and get your questions ready. All those questions that you have for Mauritius. Amrita, I hope you are ready to take on questions from the panelists. The housekeeping, yeah, I trust that. The housekeeping rules remain. All questions will be in the chat room, and then make them precise and relevant, and then make them short and straight to the point. Amrita is here with us to take all your questions. So, the questions are coming in already anyway. So now I will be sharing Amrita's slide with every one of us. So if you're ready, we are ready. So Amrita, let me know.
Yes, if you can I just want to give you an idea where we are located for those who don't know where Mauritius is. So we can just jump to the second slide.
Okay.
So actually Mauritius is located, 860 kilometers from Madagascar. I'm sure you know, it's a big country, so you know where it is. So very small island with a population of 1.2 million inhabitants. We are bilingual by the fact that, due to the fact that, we were a French colony from 1710 to 1835. Then we were colonized by the British, so we speak both English and French. English is the official language, but Creole, actually, our mother tongue, is a broken French. This is what we speak every day. So if you can skip to the third one, please. So Mauritius, I would say it's really an all year round destination. The climate is very mild all year around. Our winter is very mild, but there are rainy seasons. For example, in August, you have rainy season, and the peak period really is November, December, and the low season is from May to September, which is really very nice weather as well, and it's less busy as well. Thank you. Third one. The third slide, please.
Yep, you have it.
So what differentiates ourselves? I mean, what the beauty of Mauritius resides precisely in its cultural heritage. As you saw in the previous video, you know, our ancestors come from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, and we live in really in peace and harmony. You know, we're a very small island, and we are very warm, welcoming, and we really enjoy having visitors all year round to Mauritius. Third slide.
Okay, next slide coming up.
So why is Mauritius attractive? Not on, you know, it's really attractive because of its unparalleled diversity, not only in terms of its people, you know, we have different cultures, people from different cultures, but also because of its scenery. It's really beautiful. It's well known for the beaches, but also we have an inland green product as well. And for you travel agents and tour operators, it's really a product that you can sell to different target market. You know, it can attract family, honeymooners, golfers, and we organize big weddings, mice. You know, it's really a multifaceted product. And there are many countries in Africa where you don't need visa to come to Mauritius. And also we have visa and entry. It's very clean, especially, you know, with the COVID-19, we have put in place our safe labels, and, you know, endorsed by the WTTC. And really, you know, you really have value for money. You can really have affordable luxuries. We have big resorts here, you know, which is very affordable. And we have a wide range of accommodation. If you want to go in villas, if you want to go in para lodging, if you can go in 3 or 4 stars. So you have it all here. There's really a wide choice here. And of course, you have so many things to do here. You know, you have a whole checklist. Very innovative products as well, always trying to innovate. We have our ecolodgers, you know, I will go for the slide and explain you more. And people who likes nature, they can do bird watching. If you have also the possibility to go and share a meal with the locals, discover the locals. We have historical trail and we have inland activities. And of course, we have a large variety of sea sports, you know, kite surf. We are well known for, you know, a few years ago, we organized the pre-Olympic kite surfing in Mauritius. So there's so much to do. I can get to the book. So I will just take you on a quick tour of the island. Actually, it's a very small island. You can go around the island for 3 hours. Yeah. So Port Louis is the capital of Mauritius. This is where you have our parliament. There's a lot of historical, we have our local market where actually you can see the melting pot in action. And we have a World Heritage Site where the Indian immigrants landed. And we have the chateau. It's good. I'm going to talk about the Chateau La Bourdonnais, which is actually located in northern of Port Louis, where actually it was a chateau built under the French by the French colonists. And you really can go back in time and visit, you know, the chateau. And of course, we have a pamplemousses garden where you can find 300 endemic plants. It's just a beautiful garden. Can go to the 7th slide, please. So if you go to the West Coast, we have, you know, a little place on the hill, and where you can actually taste rum, and you have all types of flavor of rum. And also there is a small community there, which, you know, which is very unique. They still live like long time ago, and you feel like a sense of place where you go there. Can go to the 8th. So actually, if you go to Le Morne, Le Monde, which is Le Monde, where it's very well known. It's called the Eye, where we have the seventh slide, the eighth slide. Yeah, Le Monde, Aztec, yeah. I would just explain to you. Le Monde, this is called the Eye, you know, for example, this is where we had the pre-Olympic kite surfing competition. It's very well known. And also there is a world heritage site there. There's a lot of history when our ancestors from Africa were there, and there's a lot of history there. You know, there is a museum where tell you a lot about the story there. And if you move to in the south, you can actually, there are nice parks, you know, where you can do zip lining. Actually, we have the longest zip lining in the southern hemisphere, so quite challenging. You can move to the 9. So if we go to on the East Coast, because each side of the island, it has its specificity. We have a beautiful Ilocef, an island, and also there are rivers actually where you can do kayaking. And also there is an eco tent. If you want eco tent experience, you can actually go in this tent. And also if there is a mountain, Lion Mountain, where you can just go there and stay there as well. So there are all these eco lodges in Mauritius. So, you know, authentic experience as well. You have the tea route where actually you can discover the colonial architecture at that time and taste tea. There is tea tasting as well. All types of flavors of tea as well. We can go to the next. So, you know, we have in the hotels, for example, you have great chef, you know, we have Mauritian gastronomy from the rich blend of culture, and you have fusion food, you have food from the different ethnic groups, and we have award-winning chef and signature dishes that you can taste as well. If we get to the 12. This is quite a very interesting, you know, the trend now is that people want to go back in nature and experience nature. So the Bubble Lodge is an exclusive opportunity to be one with nature in an innovative manner. It offers you comfort, privacy in a serene and isolated tea plantation located where, you know, in the south of Mauritius. The lodge is cozily placed facing enthralling Crater Lake with surrounding emerald tea plants. And of course we have golf, you know, Mauritius is very well known for golf, you know, we can go to golf, we can go back to the golf, yeah, the 12, yeah. So we have 19 18-hole and 3 9-hole golf courses, each of which provides a unique golfing experience to the visitor. Can we go to the 14? So Mauritius have a growing reputation as a top golf holiday location in the Indian Ocean. It you know, it won many awards. A few years ago, it won the best golf destination in Middle East and Africa. And you know, every year, last year we had the 5th edition of the Afrasia Mauritius Open, which is an international golf competition, uniting a tri-sanctioned competition between European, African, and Sunshine Tours. Can we go to the 15? Yeah, we can go to the 15.
Amrita, you need to unmute your mic.
So we can go to the next slide, please.
Okay, slide 16.
Yes, please. So 60. Yeah, you can do actually, as you see someone do undersea walk. You can also go in the blue safari where people can have, have lunch and watch the beautiful undersea there. And on the 17th, the next slide, please. So you can do skydiving as well. It's quite an experience. Many people like to have, this is an opportunity as well. It's quite unique doing skydiving in Mauritius. The 18th slide. Yeah. So actually in Mauritius, all year round, there's something happening. Of course, there's religious festivities all year round. We celebrate our Creole festival. It's our, our music. You have a lot of sport events, Sorry? Marathon. We have marathon competition, cycling competition, and we have a regatta competition. We have international jockey day races, and we're going to have a great award next year, Born Africa Award, which will take place next year. And last year we had the World Travel Award in Mauritius. The next slide, please. Thank you. So I will talk a little bit about MICE. What are the incentives and the opportunities? So why Mauritius? As a MICE destination, we are very well connected. We have daily flights. Fortunately, the borders are closed now, but we have daily flights from everywhere, direct flights to Europe, Africa. We have South African Airways, we have Air Mauritius, daily flights there. And as I just mentioned, you have a wide range of accommodation, really quality service excellence. We have logistic facilities for your small or big groups. And again, we have so many activities. The partners offer high quality service and wide options to choose from. You can do team building, incentive, event, and we have a multilingual staff as well, and very professional tour guides and luxury coaches. The next one, please.
Okay. Ready? Hop.
So these are the facilities, for example, for MICE group, for example, we give you clearance on board flight, issue visa on arrival to passengers requiring visa prior to travel. We give facilities for guests to carry excess baggage, and we give you fast track clearance at the airport. We welcome you by our national SEGA group performances, and we give you parking facilities as well.
Slide 21.
Go to the next. Yes, and of course, we have all these beautiful small islands all over Mauritius, so which actually are very beautiful. And if you want, for example, to organize a big wedding, you can actually rent one of the small islands. We've organized many weddings on these small islands, very private. You can have your weddings there. And also, if you want to have beach parties, we can also rent these small islands and have exclusive beach parties as well. So as you can see, there are so many opportunities. There are so many, you can target the different segment of the market. And it's a small island, but you have a long checklist to do. Of course, it's well known for the beach, but you have so many other things to do. So now I invite you to watch a video on Mauritius, which was produced by BBC. Thank you very much. The next one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Video is coming up next.
A tropical island rising from the sea, Mauritius is a magical destination. But behind the beaches, there is more to discover. 50 years ago, sugarcane was our core industry. But we are a nation of dreamers. We knew the beauty of our island was only the beginning. We saw the opportunity to make miracles. High in the tropical canopy, a Mauritian tea plantation grows an island delicacy. Its taste as exquisite as the scenery. Among the tropical foliage, discover prehistoric colors of the island's volcanic past. These once fiery origins have blossomed into a unique array of flora and fauna.
So, Amarita, do you want me
Yes.
to play that video once again?
That's fine. I mean, I don't know whether, because it's fine.
Oh, okay, right. So let's just take the video one more time, and then we're going to
Okay.
begin questions and contributions from participants.
Yes.
A tropical island rising from the sea, Mauritius is a magical destination.
Oh, apologies. I was muted already. So it's time to take questions from the chat room. Amrita, are you ready?
Yes, sure.
Okay, I have the first question for you from Kojo Ege.
Yes.
He is asking, do you have any expos held in Mauritius? And if so, when?
Do I have what? Sorry.
Any expos? Do you have
Oh,
any expo
expos. No,
Mauritius?
no, we don't.
Okay,
Exposition, you mean fairs?
exactly, that's correct.
Uh, we actually we have our local fairs, you know, for Mauritians, and sometimes we invite the islands, you know, to participate. But we don't have international fairs as such in the tourism here. We actually go to Indaba, to other countries, but we do not have fairs. But we organize farm trips, press trips. That's what we do.
Okay, thank you for that. Next question is from another participant here,
Yeah.
Joyce Sapong. She's asking, do you have any virtual tours for Mauritius? This person actually has a company that's into virtual tours. So she's asking, do you have any virtual tours for Mauritius?
You mean voucher tours?
Exactly.
It depends, you know, for example, I would just take an example. We can all organize tour operators or travel agencies working in close collaboration either with Air Mauritius or South African Airways. You know, that's what we do. You know, for example, just an example with South African Airways, I invited from Nigeria, you know, the top travel agencies to come and visit Mauritius. So we work in hand with the airlines.
All right. So while I'm still waiting for, okay, there's another question here from Travel Routers. She's asking, aside from Ethiopian Airline, which other airline flies into Mauritius?
From
Especially
Africa?
yes, from Africa.
From Africa, you have South African Airways. Of course, you have Air Mauritius. And of course, you have Emirates, Turkish Airlines, but we don't have Ethiopian Airlines.
You don't have Ethiopia? Why?
No, we don't.
Oh,
We don't. We just don't have it. So we just
oh,
have mainly, and Kenya Airways from Kenya, of course, Kenya.
okay. I have this question actually. Do you have any airlines flying from West Africa? Because I am very aware that a lot of West African clients, because
Yes,
TBS Africa, we are actually specialize in West African tours. And in the
yes,
past, we've actually received a lot of complaints from tour operators and trade partners that this connection from Western Africa to Mauritius is a little bit tough.
yeah,
So,
it is.
is there any airline coming from Western Africa to
No,
Mauritius?
no, no,
No. So,
not as from now, no.
not as from now. So that means for Western Africa to connect to Mauritius, they have to go through South African Airways. Unfortunately, South African Airways is currently
Yeah,
not in business. So that means that we are left with Kenya Airways and Emirates, right?
Emirates, yes, 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 correct.
Okay, all right. I have this question again. The same person who asked about virtual tours. She's asking, does Joyce Sapong, do you do domestic tourism in Mauritius? I'm very interested in your response to that question.
Sure, you mean domestic, you mean our locals? Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
the
local.
locals, they do. They do go to the resorts, you know, they do, yeah, they do.
Okay, fine. Now, the next question is, can you tell us which African countries
Yes.
are visa free to Mauritius and which countries are visa on arrival? These are
Okay,
questions that
so
have come before now, before today's webinar for
okay,
Mauritius.
I will just give you the no visa needed. For example, you have Namibia, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, Benin, Botswana, Burundi, Congo, Gabon, Gambia, and visa required. For example, Burkina Faso, Central Africa, Ivory Coast, you have visa for 60 days on arrival. Djibouti, Equatorial Guinea, Ethiopia, Guinea, Liberia, Mauritania, Madagascar, visa for 2 weeks. Mali, visa required prior. Niger, visa for 60 days on arrival. Nigeria, visa for 2 weeks on arrival. Senegal, visa for 60 days on arrival.
Okay, that's very interesting. And the next question is, how much does the visa cost on arrival?
Oh,
Do we
I have
a
to get
fixed
back to
amount?
you. Yeah, I have to get back. I have to get back to you. I don't have this handy with me now.
All right then. All right then. So, no. Now, I would like to call for any contribution from the panelists, or rather from participants. Is there anyone on the in the audience who has experienced Mauritius in the past that you'd like to share your experience with us? And then let's hear from you. If you want to contribute, kindly raise your hand using the raise hand button, and then we are going to unmute your microphone. Anyone? Okay. So, all right. Joyce is requesting for your email address. Don't worry, Ms. Joyce, we are going to be sharing Amrita's email addresses to you. Just send an email to africa@tourismtbs.com. We'll get it across. Okay, I have a question just coming in live from Elizabeth Kologbo. When it comes to packages, Amrita, are you still with me?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. When it comes to packages, I mean tour packages, do we deal directly with you, or are there DMCs you would like to recommend? I was actually coming down to that question because
Yeah, sure.
Places deal with DMCs, so they want to know, do you have any recommended DMCs, or can they work directly with you, Amrita?
No, we actually do the promotion. I can put you in touch. I can give you a list of DMCs you can work with.
Okay, all right. So participant, please do your possible best to get across to us at Tourism TBS. Send an email to africa@tourismtbs.com. We are going to make sure we receive list of recommended DMCs in Mauritius that you can work with, and then we're going to get them across to you. At this point, I'd like to bring in someone to make the contribution to the participants. He is an industry partner, also a boss. He is a and CEO of Tourism Plus Engine. Please, let's welcome Ambassador Kayode Additional, Vice President of Nanta, Abuja, Nigeria. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thank you all the participants for taking your time to attend the webinar this afternoon. Yeah, my contribution goes towards Amrita. You have done a wonderful presentation, and I believe most of us have gotten one thing or the other.
Yes.
Because Mauritius to me is a destination that we need to promote as well. So my contribution is that Amrita, your presentation is very wonderful. I will encourage you to keep it up and do more of this, because especially to most of us in West Africa and most especially Nigeria, we do hear about Mauritius, but we don't too much know much about Mauritius, though we are aware that there are beaches. So you should endeavor to making sure that you do a presentation like this to create awareness about the destination Mauritius, so that tour operators and travel agencies can promote such a wonderful destination. And my question before now was, I wanted to know the airlines that fly to Mauritius, because I was thinking that one of the major problems or challenges people, tour operators were having in selling Mauritius before now has been connectivities. But due to your explanation now, I've been able to know that South Africa Airlines and Emirates fly to Mauritius. So if we have these two airlines already, then to me, what you need most now is to create awareness among African countries, African tour operators, and make sure that you tell us more about what are embedded in the country, Mauritius, so that we tour operators, travel agency can have a package to sell to our various and numerous clients. So you have done a wonderful presentation today, and I want to assure you that Mauritius will be among the countries that will be promoted post-COVID. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Amarita, and keep it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. That's actually a very powerful one. Okay, thank you very much, Ambassador K, Vice President of the National Association of Nigerian Travel Agencies. It was an honor to have you on board. And Amrita, I will be asking you a particular question. Someone just dropped it on the platform. Same travel routers, Mrs. Olatunji is asking that a farm trip will be good if Mauritius Tourism Board can organize it. So are you looking forward to a farm trip for African tour operators, maybe regionally, or maybe West Africa or Nigeria, or maybe South Africa? Are you looking towards a farm trip, especially now that the conversation is moving in the direction of bringing Africans to visit Africa? Now that Europe and America, they're not ready to come to Africa now, and we have this opportunity because African population is so vast, and then the direction now is looking inward towards domestic and regional tourism. So will you be looking forward very soon, or maybe in the nearest future, to a farm trip for tour operators?
Sure, definitely. Once our borders are open, you know, we are all confined, so we can work together. Sure. I mean, the travel agents, the tour operators can email me, and then we can start the discussion for sure.
Definitely. So that means, Amrita, after today's webinar, you and I got to have some other conversations in this direction, because this has been actually something that we've been receiving requests for. Now that Mauritius is an African island, and on the TBS Africa webinar, the assignment, the mission we have given ourselves is to promote African destinations, not to Europeans, not to Americans, but to Africa. So a farm trip is very much in order, and I'm looking forward to a private conversation after the webinar with you, so that we can work on the modalities. Thank you very much for that. My last question to you, I don't know if any other participant will come up with any other question, but my last question for you is, I am aware personally, I went through your Twitter page. I'm aware the World Travel and Tourism Council, WTTC, has actually come up and say Mauritius is COVID-19 free. So that means you guys are open up to receive tourists. All of Africa, all over the world can come. So my next question for you is, when exactly are we looking at for Mauritius to open its borders to tourists, both regional and international tourists?
We are working actually on a protocol. We just want to make sure that we have all the protocols in place in the hotels and everything. But we don't have a date as of now when the borders will be open. We need to make sure all the protocols are set up and ready to go, but we don't have a date yet.
Okay, and then when that such dates do come up, will there be, are you looking at any precautionary measures? Say, for example, maybe health requirements, will you be needing COVID-19 free certificate to come to Mauritius? Are you really looking, are you expecting that?
Yes, yeah, I mean, actually, they will have a laboratory, at the airport. You will have to go do the testing. And, some airlines also ask for your PCR test, take your PCR test before you board. And then you come to Mauritius, you go there, you have your test again. Then you go to your hotel, you wait for some days to make sure everything is fine. So we're just working on all that for the moment.
All right, thank you very much. Would there be anyone among the audience who would like to contribute to this discussion? We have just about 3 to 5 minutes to wrap it up on this Africa Destination webinar, first edition actually. Anyone? Mr. Kojo, again, would you like to contribute? Okay, there's another question for you, and this is going to be the last question for today. This is coming in from Elizabeth Kologo. Rita, in all of these, where do you come in? I think she's referring to MTPA. Where do MTPA come in as regards selling or advertising Mauritius? What role do you have to play?
Actually, for example, I'll give you an example. We have our PR agency in South Africa. They are there, based in South Africa, and they, do all the, in the publication, specialized magazine to advertise Mauritius. So we actually have PR agencies in Europe, in South Africa, in Asia, who are doing that actually. And we go in fairs as well. We participate, to promote Mauritius.
Thank you very much for that response. Mr. Ojo, the floor is yours now. Want to contribute?
Hi, good day, Marita. Wonderful presentation. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine, thank you.
I've seen I've seen Mauritius Tourism Board quite a lot on my expeditions around the African expos.
Yes.
And I've spoken to a young gentleman back in Indaba last year. Yes. And I have many Mauritius friends and colleagues from the country that have always been talking good things about Mauritius. It's interesting because I didn't actually know where it was geographically, but
it's a small island, yeah.
Yeah, I understand, but it makes quite a lot of noise for a small island. It's quite well known. Yeah. How do people actually enter the island? Obviously, it's by plane, but do they have to take boat from the airport, or how does it normally work?
Oh, no. You actually land directly at the airport,
Oh,
for
wonderful.
Example. Yeah, you go to the airport, and then it's
you're actually on the mainland from there, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Just, it's not like Seychelles where you have different islands and just one island. A small island, but yeah, very good infrastructure, the roads. We have, I think, a modern airport, one of the most modern airports in the region. So yeah, very, very easy to commute from the north to the south, from the east to the west. So very smooth transport, no problem.
Fantastic. Sorry, I've got my camera off because I was eating earlier. I didn't want you to see the crumbs on my face,
No, that's fine. Okay.
but thank you for that. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to this fam trip. We're all looking forward to it.
Oh, sure, definitely. You will get my email. Please stay in touch with me.
Thank you. I see Didier is online. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So let me bring on again Ambassador Kayode to weigh in on the issue around. Ambassador K, you have the floor.
Yeah, Marita.
Yes.
My question to you again, I was just wondering, though it's not only applicable to Mauritius, but to mostly all the countries that will be opening up for visitors.
Yes.
Putting all the measures in place, picking the traveler from the airport to a place for quarantine or test or thereabout. Don't you think that that may reduce the number, the influx of people to Mauritius? Because I got to hear you saying from the airport to the hotel, and at the hotel, the visitor will have to stay some days, maybe going through one test or the other. Don't you think that this could pose a challenge to the intending visitors to Mauritius?
No, actually, we want you all to be safe as well, you know. I mean, we just want to be sure that you're all safe, and then you can enjoy, have a nice vacation in Mauritius. I mean, you know, it's for your own safety, actually, we do that. It will be hassle-free, you know, it will be quick. You come, you do your tests. If you're well, then you leave. If the test is positive, then, you know, we just have to go according to the protocol.
Thank you very much, Amarata. That is just the point I wanted to get from your response, to know how safe Mauritius is going to be for us as a visitor whenever we are ready to visit. So you have assured us now as Africa that is ready to promote Africa and visit Africa, that come maybe once we arrive in Mauritius, we are very, very safe. So that is a good point. Definitely. From your side. Yeah, so please try as much as possible to make sure that we as Africa, we are safe, so that we can prove to the world that we can do it. And I'm sure that we shall do it together safely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Ambassador K. It's such a wonderful time we have spent here. And Ms. Joyce Sapong, you are requesting to ask a quick question. Do you want to drop the question in the chat room, or do you want to come on live?
I've come on live if you can hear me. Thank you. Amrita, thank you.
I would like to have your video, please. Very important.
Okay, 1 second.
Definitely.
Hello, can you see me?
Hi,
yeah, sure.
Hi, Joyce.
Hi, nice to see you all. Thank you. Just, and thanks for enlightening us about Mauritius. It looks like such a beautiful country, and looking forward to one day coming to visit. So in terms of visitors, do you tend to get a lot of international visitors, and if so, from where?
Oh, sure. I mean, our you know, our traditional markets are from Europe. You know, that you have France, you have Germany, you have UK, you have Italy, you have Spain. And then, of course, the fifth market is from South Africa. You know, the main proximity market is from South Africa. Okay. And now that we have Kenya Airways going direct, so we have also, you know, we try to do the twinning destination. For example, when people come, Europeans or Africans, when you can go to Kenya doing safari, and then they come to the beach to experience the culture, the beach, you know, as I explained before. So we have this twinning with Africa, and of course we have Asia. We have people from India, from China, Australia, Japan, South Korea. And so we have, you know, we have 1.4 million last year, you know, of visitors from all over the world.
Okay, and just, I know the host kindly asked the question, but I just wanted to ask again about virtual tours. So tours where it's using virtual, you know, allowing people to have a taster of your destination before they actually physically visit. So in terms of when travelers are planning their holidays and they don't know about Mauritius.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so do you currently do that, or is that something that you're looking to explore?
Well, you know, I usually send videos, like I just, you know, I just played videos for you, and I sent brochure to the travel agents or the tour operators, so that they can also give more information to their visitors. But virtual, yeah, I mean, virtual, never done it before, so you could do it.
Okay, well, I'll get your email address and explore that with you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Very, very interesting one there.
Yeah.
I hope
Yes.
we are not putting you on the hot seat at all. Getting all these questions. You are doing very fantastically well so far. And I'd like to bring on someone who is very critical to the Nigerian tourism sector. She wants to attend this quietly, I think, but definitely I can't have her on board without mentioning her and without taking her response or allowing her to weigh in on the session about Mauritius. So I'll permit me to bring in on the national president of Nanta, Madam Susan. Madam Susan, please kindly grace us with your voice and your face. That beautiful proactive face. Madam Susan? Are you still there? I think she's having audio challenges. I'm also seeing someone who actually has been on board every TBS webinar. She has not missed one edition. And it's so wonderful to also see her this morning at the TPM consulting webinar. Ms. Tinuke Nwakohu. She has attended every webinar so far with TBS when we were doing the TBS post-COVID-19 recovery webinars. Madam Tinuke, I'm very aware that a lot of African destinations, and I want to know if you've been to Mauritius. And if not, when are you planning to go?
Hello all, good to be here. Glad to see you all.
See your face
Hi,
for the first
thank
time.
you. It's been interesting so far, so we're waiting for the president to come on. Hi, Didier.
You can't, it's okay.
All right. Is Madam Susan in now? Madam Susan, let's have you. Oh, she's coming on and off. Okay, now Didier. Didier, are you with us?
Yes. Apologies. I'm kind of multitask, but I'm here. In fact, I've been there since the beginning, not just visible. I am Rita.
Hi,
Good to
Didier.
hear you. Good to catch up with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Captain,
It's a pleasure.
can I come back to you? I'm dealing with something else.
Sure.
Okay.
So thank you, Didier. Madam Susan, are you in now?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Yeah, please. Let's have your face.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you
Hi.
so much for that wonderful presentation. You just whet my appetite the more about Mauritius.
Oh,
I
I'm glad.
know a lot about Mauritius, actually, more than you would think, but I've never been there before. I
good.
just took it upon myself to make some few studies about Mauritius because it's just a wonderful and a beautiful place. But I've never thought about going, but seeing those videos once again.
I think there's a little bit of a challenge with Madam Susan's network, but it's so good to have her and then to see that beautiful face again, champion of tourism. And Tinuke, do you have one or two things to say before we wrap up the webinar today?
Are we still on?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. My speaker was off. Sorry, I didn't catch the question.
Yeah. Have you been to Mauritius?
Oh, yes, went to Mauritius. We went to Mauritius in 2005. I went with the members of the Association of Women Travel Executives of Nigeria. You know, we normally go on to an African country each year just to meet our counterparts there and to see what their tourists, what they have to offer to tourists. And it was a very good one. We enjoyed it. We had fun. It was good. Mauritius is it's a very beautiful place. They have nice, pristine beaches, just like the ones we have in Lagos as well. But it was good. It was good. It's a destination I would recommend for everybody. And honestly speaking, if you've never been to Mauritius, you haven't really started in Africa. I mean, that is my view. It is a recommended. It rained a lot when we went there, but I mean, we still had a lot of fun.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
All right. So, Amrita, are you happy?
Yeah, sure. Very happy. Thank you. I mean, looking forward to welcome you all.
All right. Now, I'd like to bring on Mr. Reynolds Shodenge. Just yesterday, he was reaching out on the question for TBS is, and then today is live on the TBS webinar. Mr. Shodenge, are you planning to visit Mauritius soon?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody.
Hi.
I think I'll just quickly say two things about the whole exercise. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Am I being heard? Is anybody here?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Please unmute your mic. Your mic is muted.
Thank you. On the question of quarantining tourists, someone was like, perhaps it would discourage tourists from coming because they have to be checked and everything. I do not think so, because this is not going to be a peculiar case with Mauritius alone. Exactly. It's a global pandemic, and the safety of both residents and visitors is very paramount to every country and every tourism destination. And therefore, we cannot say because our safety is about to be assured, then we're not going to move. You know, the only thing that's going to stop you from moving is the lockdown. And once the lockdown is taken away, the human nature will come up again. And it's in the nature of men to move around. So I do not see the need to check for safety as a barrier to tourism activities. That's number one. And secondly, just to quickly round off, by appreciating you guys for putting this together, I think that at a time like this, there's serious need for synergy and collaboration amongst similar organizations and stakeholders in the tourism and transport industry. And that is why I appreciate the initiative and the efforts that you guys have put in. When it comes to development of protocols, you know, that will lead to the post-COVID-19, you know, activities, I think that nations can collaborate. For example, I know that is it Kenya has a very robust protocol about opening their tourism, you know, business, and synergize and share and compare notes amongst ourselves. I think it will be wonderful, and it will help. We will help one another in that way to quickly overcome some of the challenges as we share our experiences and challenges and how we develop our solutions with one another. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Susan, we were having challenges with your audio earlier, and I know you wanted to finish your thoughts. So can we have you now?
Oh, okay. Like I was saying, I think I met my colleague, Lady T, Madam Tinuke, talking about her experience in Mauritius. She's not helped. She didn't just help me right there. I was just struggling with Amira's presentation, but whetting my appetite, and Madam Tinuke came to add to it. So like the former speaker actually said, the human nature is meant to move around. We are creatures of movement. We are not meant to be, that's the concept of no man is an island. Yeah, we're not meant to be in one place, but we're meant to move around. So I'm very sure when the borders are open, and before I go ahead, congratulations, Amira, for your country and your team for being COVID-free. That's fantastic. It shows that there is hope for Africa. And I believe every other African country will begin to become COVID-free like you have. And once the borders are open, be rest assured. I've been talking about going to Mauritius. I've been procrastinating and procrastinating. Now that we're talking about promoting Africa, I don't think I have an excuse anymore. So looking forward to you welcoming me in Mauritius when the borders are open.
Definitely.
And personal tour. So thank you. It was also a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. And thank you, Captain Emmanuel, for putting this together. Like it was earlier said in the webinar this morning, we have to know what we are selling. And a colleague of mine had already talked about the farm trip. So this is another way of us gaining knowledge about African destination. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Amrita, I'm going to allow you to weigh in on all the contributions that you've listened to, but I'm going to take you up personally after the webinar on the post-COVID-19 farm trip that has been on the lips of everybody on today's webinar. So Amrita, let me have your remarks on contributions and the talk so far. The floor is yours.
Yes. I mean, as some of you did mention that it's very important to know about the destination, you know, so that you're in a better position to talk passionately about your product, you know. So this is my role, you know, I'm here to give you all the information. I can send you videos, I can send you brochure, we can have, be on Skype. So I'm here. So if you need anything, you know, please let me know, whatever will help you sell the destination. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Amrita. Participants, I want you to understand that definitely all you need to do is send us an email to Tourism TBS. Our email addresses has been on the platform. And then I can also tell you that this particular presentation is being streamed live. And immediately after this webinar is ended, this YouTube link will be shared. Now, part of our responsibility, like we heard on the TPM consulting webinar this morning, is that all of us will have to hold ourselves accountable to promote Africa. It is not going to be anybody's responsibility. It's going to be our responsibility, my responsibility, and your responsibility. So as soon as this webinar has ended, the YouTube link for this webinar will be shared on all platforms. When you receive it, kindly share and let us tell the story of Africa. So on this note, I'd like to appreciate every one of you for taking out time to be with us on the first edition of the TBS Africa Destinations webinar. I want you to understand that this is going to be a long term that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing this for 3 months because we just concluded the post-COVID-19 recovery webinars. And part of the recovery process, like we have said, is to know the product we are selling. Product knowledge and product training is what we need to be able to sell Africa. So our TBS Africa Destination webinars, we're going to be going from all of the regions in Africa, north, south, east, west. We have started from the African island. We're going to come up next week with another destination, probably Seychelles, because we want to cover the whole of African islands and then move into either west or east or north. And if you have any suggestion of a particular destination that you want us to bring on board this webinar for product knowledge, kindly send us your suggestions to africa@tourismtbs.com. Don't worry, all the recommended DMCs, the brochures, the videos, that you have requested for in the chat room and live. We get them from MTPA, Mauritius Tourism Promotion Authority. We'll send them across. So do well to send your email request so that we can all get those information across. Join us again next week, Thursday, same time, 3 p.m. We are bringing another African destination on board for product knowledge, for product training, to understand the beauty we have in Africa and to sell Africa. It is all about selling Africa to Africans. And the chat room is very busy now. I will like to use this time to appreciate Mr. Reynolds for your contribution. I also like to appreciate Ms. Tinuke. Ms. Tinuke, you have been practically on all TBS webinars. You've always been with us. And then Amrita.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'm so encouraged seeing you again on these second series of webinars by TBS. Amrita, so many people are very interested in country. So let's have a discussion after this webinar immediately. Okay. And then, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
For bringing in your contribution to the panel. I want to appreciate you, Mr. Kujo. Thank you for submitting your contribution. And then, very, very cool to have every one of you. Let me also see you next week, Thursday, 3 p.m. TBS. Because it is time for Africa. Like my friend said in the morning, I'm boss.
The sun is bad over here. The sun is bad.
Abibola, kindly mute your microphone. You are distracting us in the house. My boss said, Ambassador Kayode, who also contributed on this webinar, he said, our great forefathers, our ancestors in the grave, our fathers like Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana and the Nelson Mandela of South Africa and the Nnamdi Azikiwe of Nigeria will say kudos to us for what we are doing right now. This is the age. This is the time for Africa. And I wouldn't want to wrap it up conclusively until I bring in the closing remarks from Didier Baye. Didier Baye is actually the chief moderator of this webinar, but I can understand how busy he has been. Okay, I can see a round of applause from Tinuke to Didier. Didier, what is your closing remark for us on this first edition before we call it quit?
Great. First, my apologies for being busy on the other side. It's just what we decided to do, so we just have to do it. Thanks to technologies, we can be everywhere at the same time. All right, Amrita, thank you so much for being there and standing for Mr. Arvind.
Thank you.
Please pass our gratitude to him. We're really happy and excited about the product. Yes, Mauritius, it's a you know we have the clothes we call a prêt-à-porter. Mauritius is a prêt-à-partir. It's a destination that's already there.
Exactly.
Okay, and it's just ready to travel. It's amazing, guys. It's amazing. And I'm not sure if it was mentioned, Mauritius has free visa for all African countries, right? Yeah. And so there is absolutely no excuse. Many airlines, starting with the local Mauritian airline, the code is MK, big and massive aircraft. Beautiful Mauritian chicks. Oh, wow. I love that flight. And yeah, the air hostesses, you know, and then from there you have SAA flies direct to Mauritius, Kenya Airways, Ethiopian airline, I think. Also,
no, we don't have.
Oh, Ethiopian not. And many more, very easy to connect in fact for whichever part of the world. So and then we have the mainland Mauritius, and we have an island as well, Rodriguez, which is about this one you can visit about. Did you mention that? No, you see how I'm selling Mauritius. No. This one you can visit about 45 minutes on the boat. You don't need to fly. It's an amazing island. So Mauritius is kind of two countries. You know, like Lagos has mainland and the island, but now the island of Mauritius is completely separate from the mainland. About 45 minutes on the boat, beautiful boat. You can enjoy the catamaran and all that. It can also be done in a day. You go in the morning, back in the evening. But if you also want to stay over, amazing and just experience. So Rodriguez and the mainland, they all make Mauritius. Yeah. So it's really, really great. And the remarks on this edition is that it has been great. And we are here, like I always say, we are the ones driving tourism, okay, in our offices, with our contacts. So let's just focus in Africa. We can change this. It's so much possible. We can change the narrative. Let's listen to ourselves. What are our needs? What are the needs of Africa? How do we maximize and capitalize on African revenue and tourism product? So these editions of the webinar, Captain Emmanuel, thank you so much. It's been really, really amazing. Ambassador, thanks to you for always being there, and then yes, and cooking the magic and making it happen. And Madam Susan, I saw you. I don't know if you are still there. Thank you so much for all your support. I see Madam Chinuke is there. Yeah, Avieta. Thank you so much. And yeah, Mr. Reynolds, thank you so much for being. Oh, there's Madam Susan. Thank you for your support and for being there. So this edition has been amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We have a lot of stakeholders across the African continent. It just shows that how ready we are, how we missing the movement. And I was making people laugh. I say, I'm not feeling well, but I'm sure if I go to see a doctor, the doctor will tell me that you're suffering lack of a flight. That's because you haven't traveled in many months. So we suffering from the travel. We missing the travel. It's really good training. It's eye-opening. So yes, well done, and we need to continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, as always, for support and for making this happen. And finally, must give this very good opportunity, a very big thank you on behalf of myself and my team at TBS International and TBS Africa to Mr. Alvin, the President of the Mauritius Tourism Promotion Authority, for honoring our invitation and making Ms. Amrita available for us on today's session. Didier, thank you also for pushing and making this happen, even at the last minute. And let me use this opportunity to give you a sneak peek of what you should expect in the next editions. There is a particular African destination that we just connected with at TBS Africa, very unpopular destination, but with fantastic attractions. So very soon, probably by the first week of July, we're going to be bringing you Destination Angola, especially the representative of Angola Tourism is actually in this webinar right now, Ms. Sarah Tiago. Angola, with some of their fantastic attractions, I've seen some of those pictures, very wonderful. And these are places that, you know, we are not used to. So many products we have, like Didier said in the morning, considering the fact that about $5 billion is the African spending to visit international tourist attractions. Imagine having that amount of GDP value in Africa, circulated within Africa. So Angola, Destination Angola, watch out on TBS African Destination. But the next destination we are going to next week, Thursday, will be announced very soon on all our social media channels. So make sure to stay connected to TBS International at Tourism TBS INTL. So we are going to be seeing you again next week. Thank you, everyone, for the wonderful opportunity, and see you all next week. And bye for now.
Thank you. Goodbye.
I'm Rita.
Thank you.
Let's have those slides, those brochures, those videos sent to us so we can dispatch to all.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week, Thursday.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for your presence today. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Captain Emmanuel.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye, Didier.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, Captain and Didier. All the best. God bless you.
Yep. Good to have you today.
That's good. Yeah.